Tick, tick, tick. That, I think, is the water sprinkler system. It's been doing that for a while. That's brand new. Brian's renting for 2 years an electric car. He hopes to buy a hybrid. They both want hybrids in the future. And even if just one hybrid or whatever, or it's in the 2 years, him being able to charge the car here, well, he's going to see what it's like. And if they ever go to sell the house, it'll be more sellable. It's about 3 in the afternoon. Brian went to get Spency. It has been crazy windy today. Absolutely crazy windy. And a bit cloudy. Crazy, huh? Look at that. Crazy. Talk about things in the United States are almost at some kind of crazy peak. I'm getting in the car. Oh. I'm going to go to the store to pick up a couple things. Oh. Closing the garage door. The car seat, which has been facing backwards for a long time, I was taking it out of the restraint and going to turn it around so it faces forward. And I can't figure it out. So it's lying on its side back there. Brian had electrician guys come over this morning and put that car charger thing in the house. And there's some lighting issues in the house, some lights that don't light. And there were, like when this house was built 10 years ago, there goes the mailman again. That a whole lot of can lights are used in these houses around here. A whole bunch of pot lights in the ceiling, you know. I don't like that, but that's the way they're built. And a lot of them are starting to, you know, they last about 10 years and poop out. Some of the lights, the way they're situated on the chain of electric cord, one goes out, then more than one goes out, and so he had an electrician come over and look at it today. I don't know if the guy's going to be coming back to fix it, or if he's already fixed it, I don't know. My phone says it's like, what does it say, 93 degrees or something? Pretty hot. Pretty hot. I don't think I vlogged yesterday. I don't think I did. This is Tuesday. Yesterday was Labor Day. And the people got together and all that. We celebrated early for Spencer's 4th birthday, which is actually tomorrow. And Kim made a cake. Aunt Betty, Uncle Jason, and Aunt Kim. And Aunt Betty's granddaughter Olivia, who's college age. You know, everybody, we had a nice day. It was a real nice day, and then after everyone left, Mommy brought out a really cool Hot Wheels car wash type of thing. And it comes with some color changing cars. One little bin you fill with really, really hot water. And then one little bin you fill with really, really cold water. And as it goes through the car wash, you can dunk it down in the hot water, and it turns it one color. And then you go along in the little car wash, you dunk it down in the cold water, and it reverts back to the color that it was, which is pretty cool. And for a kid, that's really awesome. For a grown-up, that's pretty cool too. Can you imagine having a car like that? You just look out in your driveway and say, oh, the car is purple today. It must be warm. The car is blue today. It's gotten cold. I know it's not correct English grammar. I'm going to pop to the store. But I wanted to do this vlog right away. Well, I could just do it. Aunt Betty, who's a few years older than me, not many, but a few. We've been discussing, and even Ashley, it's affected her lately. We get real tired about 10:30, 11 in the morning, or we can hardly stand it. And I said, I wonder if it has something to do with the planets all being lined up the way they are. It happens every 200 years or something. or every 100 and some years or something. I should have looked it up before I got on here. And maybe the baby will be old enough to see that kind of thing happen again, but most of us won't be, at least in our bodies now, alive. Anyway, yeah, it's affected a lot of stuff. Weather patterns, and mankind's done his share, her share, their share of messing up environment and everything. And those in power are always going to be those that have money, and those that have more. They're always going to be. It's history in memoriam, even back in Jesus' day. You know, Jesus kind of threw a monkey wrench in the fat cat's pockets. They didn't like him. They put out a hit for him, basically. If you're being real. And that kind of stuff still goes on today. It was windy as a mofo this morning. If we had big trees, they would have been toppled over. Big old trees. And somewhere around, probably there are toppled trees. It was so windy. It got me thinking of the Wizard of Oz. And Dorothy Gale, her last name is Gale. Like a gust of wind, great big gust of wind, Gale. I thought, how many years have I seen that movie? It's been out since the 30s, like 37 or 1937 or something. I don't know. How many thousands of times, hundreds of times at least, have I seen that movie and not realized that her last name is Gale, like great big gust of wind? Huh. Who knew? Somebody did. So, oof. We have cluster mailboxes. Ours is up the street. That one there, the mailman opens up the front of it and stuffs the little cubicles with mail that belong to various houses, and then he shuts the front of the box. Ours is the same way up the street. Periodically they're compromised, so you have to go to the post office to pick up your mail, which is a pain in the ass. I think the last time it was compromised, it was this big fat girl, post letter carrier, that she smokes like a chimney. Oof. So I think it was something from within, and the guy that lives across the street up the way has a super duper camera system that can see everything, and it announces, "You're on camera," you know, that kind of thing. And I'm sure he knows who did it. He's not going to get involved. He doesn't want to get involved. I understand. Truths. It's friggin' hot. Let me start the car so I can put the window down. Oh my God. Whew. All right. Yeah, I know. While I'm sitting here, Brian will be back really soon, probably in another 10 minutes with Spency. He drives crazy. But I'm just going to go up the street to the grocery store, about 1.5 miles up the street. I've been sitting on breakfast and lunch for 3 days now. If anyone knows what that means. It's going to need some help. So I'm going to be drinking a lot of hot lemon water to loosen up. To nudge the kids so they can go into the pool. Let me put it that way. Ew, TMI. God. Ew. Yeah. The auditions, which I thought were this coming weekend, are not until next month. But I printed out the script and I marked up the part that I want to try for. So I'm going to try to not necessarily memorize it, but familiarize it very, very much with myself so that I have a better chance. If I don't get a part, I don't get a part, and that'll be it, probably. I have a new character for my vlogs. She's a lunch lady. Oh, what a lunch lady. Her name is Ginger Vitus. Yeah. You know the mystery meat? Even she doesn't know what it is. everything. And I was thinking of the character, and I kept thinking of Chris Farley as he was dressed up like a lunch lady. And that's kind of the gung-ho attitude for the lunch lady that I'm going to have, I think. Golly, golly, golly. I vacuumed. I did put some stuff away. I still need to keep going. But I vacuumed and I washed the floor, with a rug cleaner. And it's not totally dry yet, but it probably will be soon. And I'll put my little plastic rug cover up in the cooking area so that if I spill anything, it won't wreck the rug. So much to do, and there's always so much to do. I mean, Oh yeah, this morning it was supposed to be big news from the White House. Big news from the White House. 3 o'clock Eastern time, which is noon here. So I waited and I thought, what is it? They said Melania and a couple of the Trump kids were at Walter Reed or some hospital or something on the East Coast. They'd been spotted there. And I've seen Melania lately in photo things. She's preggers. She's about 4 months, 3 months, 4 months, at least 4 months. With whose kid, I don't know. Definitely, any lady that's been pregnant can recognize it. Give it a good look-see when you watch her next time she's on TV. She's preggers. Trump, he's not doing so good. People were speculating that he died. He could be really, really bad shape. His father and grandfather both had dementia. And some of those things are kind of, gene-related. They kind of run in the family, like diabetes sometimes, proclivity to diabetes. I mean, you can help it along by eating a lot of crap and sugar and stuff and being in poor shape. Who knows exactly what's wrong with the dude? Only the doctors, and they're not going to tell. They better not, because that's the doctor's supposed to keep hush-hush on things. When I worked at a hospital, we weren't supposed to talk about any patient at all, or the nurses, because somebody might be in the cafeteria that's related to them, sitting and eating their lunch, or in the elevator when you're going to the next floor. So you don't talk about patients. At home, you can say, well, there was a guy that broke his leg in 400 pieces, and we had to put it back together with putty, and, you don't tell who the guy was, but you can say your procedure and what you did. There goes the mailman again, back up the street. He's young. I don't think he knows what's going on. Most of them don't seem to know what's going on. Just like America, they want to keep us dumb. They want to keep us in the dark. That way they can do whatever they want. If Trump is incapacitated, they could be doing all kinds of stuff behind closed doors. And having him hold the pen and squiggle the paper under it, or using the auto pen or whatever. They could be doing as much as they can possibly do if the guy's going to die. Because that way they can say, well, it's already put in place. And he wants to militarize all these cities. And then he wanted to send the military into Chicago, and Governor Pritzker of Illinois said no. And people said no. But Trump's sending them in. He's going to. What he did was people gathered to voice their opinion, like, no, we don't want that. And a random shooter or shooters went in and killed 45 people. Yeah. Coincidence? And now he wants to send military in there, poor guys. Brian had a friend that was in the National Guard. He's a little older now, but I don't think he would approve of it. There goes the mailman again. Are you trying to find the way out of the neighborhood? Oh, is he delivering packages door to door? God knows. Anyway, something's awry. Something's afoot. And, if there's something wrong in the neighborhood, who are you going to call? Ain't going to be Trump. Upward and onward.